Right here, right now. Good afternoon and welcome to the Aoyama Gakuin Memorial Hall. Our venue here today for the second meeting between these two squads. They faced each other yesterday and a resounding victory for the home squad SUNROCKERS. They won that one 69-54. They led from start to finish. They had a lead of as much as 18 points and they have never looked back. Nice look there at some of the players that will be seeing action here once again. But before anything else, let's look back at the game from yesterday. Josh Hawkinson finished with 23 points. He was helped out by Anthony Clemens with 13 and 10 points contributed by Kevin Jones. In the losing effort, as you can see here, Gary Clark with 12 points. Matsuzaki had 10 points, but only two players in double digits for the squad of Yokohama. Once again, no Kiefer Avena, and that's big. He sets up the plays. He leads their offense and also their defense. And without him, it's going to be a real grind. There you have Matsuzaki with two of his baskets here. He would finish in double digits, but again, when you take a look at a lot of their imports, Damian Inglis finished with just 8. Leo Vendrame did his work as well. In terms of rebounding numbers, Kevin Jones finished with 12 rebounds, Hawkinson with 9, and Anthony Clemens with 7. In the losing effort, Y.OKOHAMA didn't score too much, but he had 12 boards. Gary Clark also helped out with 11. Yersei Afunyu, as he hit that shot. Genki Kojima would come off the bench and help out his squad as well. Everybody helping out in that huge victory. Perfect pass. Sets up Hawkinson. There was a foul there from Kai King. Actually, if you looked at it, first quarter yesterday ended 15-8 in favor of Shibuya. They increased that lead to 11. At the half, they were up 33-22. And heading into the fourth period, it was 51-36. As we take a look at the team standings, at 30 and 27 are the Shibuya squad. They're in 5th spot in the Central Conference matchup. On the other side, in 7th place at 23 and 34 are the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. These two squads have no chance of making it to the playoffs. As you can see there, well, SUNROCKERS, pretty decent record, but they need to be able to get at least 7 wins to be able to overtake Seahorses Mikawa, which is not going to happen because there are actually just 3 games remaining before the regular season comes to a close. As we take a look at the lineup here of SUNROCKERS Shibuya, a lot of their notables. Number 4, Troy Murphy Jr. from the United States. Number 5, Anthony Clemens, also from the US, but is now the naturalized player for Kazakhstan. Josh Hawkinson, originally from the United States, he's a naturalized player for Japan. He played for them in the recent Olympics. Leon Vendrame, number 9, is a member of the national squad. Daiki Tanaka, unfortunately, is not seeing action for his squad. They also have Kevin Jones as the notables for Coach Kyle Bailey. On the other side, the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS with number 4, Damian Inglis, number 8, Gary Clark, and number 21, Y.OKOHAMA. There is no number 15, Kiefer Avena. Doesn't seem like he might be suiting up for the rest of the season here. Our 3 officials handling proceedings are about to make their way into the venue. The officiating has been top-notch all throughout. We expect nothing less. There's Matsuzaki on your screens. A while ago, Leo Vendrame. Let's properly acknowledge the referees. Referee Okawara, we have referee Tomishima, and referee Yanagida. So these two individuals, Vendrame on one side, Matsuzaki on the other will be our key player matchup. We're just about ready to get underway here. And it's time to meet the players as we start out with the visiting squad, the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS.
SHIBUYA versus Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Using the starting lineup の紹介です。はじめに Yokohama B-CORSAIRS starting 5. Number 8, Gary Clark. 9, Yusei Sugiura. 18, Kenta Mori. 21, Mike Kaiser. And 24, Hiroki Masaki. Head coach, Rasi Kuomi. 以上、横浜 B-CORSAIRS の紹介でした。
Their competitive stats from yesterday's affair: 50% shooting from 2-point distance for Shibuya as compared to 42%. The discrepancy there, not that bad. In fact, they both had the same number of field goals. But in the end, look at this. 13% shooting from 3-point distance for Yokohama. That's not going to beat any team in the B-League. That's not going to beat any team in basketball, period. The starters for Yokohama. We're going to have number 8, Gary Clark. Number 9, Yusei Sugiura, one of his few starts. We have number 18, Kenta Mori. Number 21, Mai Kotsar. And number 24, Matsuzaki. Here now we got SUNROCKERS Shibuya. And they have the starting 5 for SUNROCKERS Shibuya. Starting out with number 5, Anthony Clemens. Number 7, Seiya Funyu. Number 8, Josh Hawkinson. Leo Vendrame. Number 9, and Kevin Jones, number 21. Essentially the same starting 5 as yesterday. As they say, if it isn't broke, why fix it? Once again, you have the starters there on your screens as we welcome game number 2 between these two squads as Yokohama visits Shibuya here this afternoon. Surprise starter, Yusei Sugiura, who almost always would come off the bench here this season. So why not tweak your lineup just in case you're looking to be able to start things up for your squad, and why not? You need a victory, and let's see if we can get it here. There is Coach Bailey. On the flip side, we've got Coach Tuobi. And we are set to go. As you mentioned, the game yesterday handily won 69-54 by Shibuya. They led from start to finish 2-0, and they never looked back. Quickly became 7-2. There was only one deadlock, which was at 2. Will it be the same outcome? Well, the fans here at the Aoyama Gakuen Memorial Hall are hoping for that. But just like yesterday, a lot of fans have traveled here to support the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Let's see if they can be as loud and noisy as they were yesterday. Anthony Clemens, always at the controls here. Most of the time, of course. They go back to Clemens. Two-man game. Tries to go inside. Up and under move. Not gonna work. That's pretty good defense to start things off for Yokohama. Sidestepping move. Matsuzaki gets his squad up and early with the lead. 2-0 is our tally. Matsuzaki was very active, especially inside the arc. Clemens stops, pops, and ties things up. Clemens is one of those players that likes to get his teammates involved, and he picks his spots well. That's a perfect pass there. And another 2-point lead early here for Yokohama. They're up 4-2. Kotsar with his first basket. Kotsar needs to be very aggressive because he has a huge advantage inside. Let's see if they try to go through that. On the outside, Hawkinson will bring it closer, lays it up, and we're deadlocked once again at 4. Defensively, it might be better to let Hawkinson drive to the basket and not shoot those easy threes. That really got them in a bind. Talking about Yokohama, of course. Active hands from the outside. Clemens with a steal. Quickly goes to Jones. And that's a good foul. Kenta Morii was dealing with foul trouble yesterday. He would finish with 4. But that one, a good foul. Sometimes teams would try to get into early foul trouble. Unfortunately, because they come up with silly early fouls. That one, making sure there is no easy basket. Vendrame has to operate inside. His layup a little too strong. Mike, bounce pass. There's a lot of contact. That was a pinpoint pass here from Kotsar. Sugiura's going to head to the line for 2 shots. Trying to give his team the lead once again. Look at Kotsar trying to ignite the break. Sugiura short on that first free throw. First personal foul going to be called on Seiya Funyu. Getting the shooters bounce. Now it's a 1-point lead by the visitors. They never led yesterday, so it's a good sign for Yokohama here. But the thing is, without Kiefer Ravena, it's very hard for them to really sustain that effort. Vendrame will go to the wing. Kevin Jones left wide open. That is not how you want to play D. You cannot allow the world imports to have that much time, that much space for threes. But quickly answering back is Gary Clark. That's what you got to do. Tit for tat. Try to stay in step. Stay close as much as you possibly can. Bounce pass. It's going to be a block. That was close. Kevin Jones likes the call. Matsuzaki hates it. It looks like Matsuzaki was able to get there, but just a fraction of a second late. First personal foul going to be called on Matsuzaki. Only one of 2 players who were in double digits yesterday. 8-7 is our tally. Almost 3 minutes gone in quarter number 1. Jones, his first free throw will rim out. Looking to tie things up here with a second free throw. We are tied once again. Our third deadlock, this time at 8. Clark to give it back up. They like to be able to start their offense high. Kotsar still on the outside. That's big action there, working. That was a huge collision. Actually, Gary Clark was in the air when he got hammered. Still trying to get his bearings. Watch it here. Went up for it. Coming from the opposite side. Will get fouled there by Clemens. Boom. First personal foul on Clemens. On the line now, Gary Clark for 2 shots. Again, 2 missed free throws, so 3. Three free throws missed already. Short from the wing. That's gonna stay here. We're still tied at 8. Troy Murphy coming in for the first time. So just 4 minutes gone, and already going to the bench here is Coach Bailey. That's a perfect pass. Hawkinson, though, is going to miss that free throw. Not the best of starts here for SUNROCKERS Shibuya. We're still deadlocked at 8, though. Again, another low-scoring affair. Open 3. No. Put back. No as well, but boy, flying in there was Gary Clark once again, laying his body on the line. You can see Mori coming up just short there. Nobody boxed out Gary Clark. First personal foul going to be called on Josh. Gary Clark with one more free throw coming up. At least he made one free throw after missing his initial 2. He'll make both. Back to a 2-point lead here for the visiting squad. Look at the chance of defense here from the visiting fans of Yokohama. Again, just like yesterday, being very loud. That's really going to inspire their squad. But an easy basket and a breakdown of defense there. Murphy quickly scores off the bench. We're tied once again. Kotsar gives it up. Gary Clark with a jumper. That will not drop. Taking his time, bring it up. And a foul would be called here on Kai King, who has just made his entry. Damien Inglis is now on the floor. He caught fire late in yesterday's game. Unfortunately, wasn't enough to get his squad the victory. And the big man, Yuya Nagayoshi, the 33-year-old standing 6'7", is on the floor for the first time now here. He had 4 personal fouls yesterday, but he did his job of guarding the world imports. Murphy inside, up and under. That's too easy. This is the first taste of the lead for Shibuya at 12-10. Save. Will still go outside. Chance now for Shibuya to increase their lead. As you take a look at Murphy, as he makes a curl to the basket. He's got 4 points early here. Protecting that ball, finishing strong at the rim. 12-10. Under 5 minutes to be played here. Big three! There's Hawkinson. Once he finds his range from deep, you're going to be in real trouble. The lead now is 15-10. Approaching the 4-minute mark here. Inglis. That's a good start for him. Clemens once again looking for space. Clemens started out this ball game still on the floor together with Hawkinson. So still 2 starters here for Coach Bailey. Clemens makes a beat to the basket. He got fouled. That's a smart move. He threw it up there. He's going to get the 3-point play now. Looks like that's going to be the second personal foul on Kenta Morii. There was the contact. Kai King also took a stab at it. There's confirmation. Second personal foul on Kenta. He's going to have to be relieved. (17-12). Our tally here. Stays at a 5-point lead. Yokohama B-CORSAIRS in the penalty. That's a big slam there from Y-KOHAMA. He needs to really be able to establish his presence inside that shaded area. Cut the lead down to 3. Hawkinson, up and under move, he'll give it up. Murphy, looking for space, almost gets his pocket pick, comes up with a huge slam. 6 points now here for Murphy. Looked like a timeout had to be called here by Yokohama. But play on, says Coach Lassie Tuovi. Lead is back up to 5. Kai King has to kick it back out. That's a nice seal. Murphy is very athletic, but he's undersized, especially when he's guarding Y-KOHAMA, who's at 6'11". So both teams now in the penalty. Yesterday, in the first 3 periods, no team got into penalty. Inglis falling away. He now has 2 baskets, and he cuts the lead down to 3. Clemens, they come up short there. Damon will bring it up. He'll pop from 17 feet. No. You can see just how high Murphy could get up for the rebound. But he tipped it to a teammate. And now Clemens. That's a perfect setup. Murphy left all day to shoot. Knocks that one down. That's a good reply there. Inglis needs to be able to come up with those kind of buckets. Keep his team close. Hawkinson to the wing. Nobody there. He'll take his first rest. Coming in, John Lawrence Harper Jr., the 22-year-old. Together with Kevin Jones, who was a starter. Gary Clark, also back, joining the fray. A little over a minute in the opening quarter. That might be another turnover. It is. Yokohama needs to be able to take care of that basketball. You cannot afford to give up just too many turnovers. Yokohama now, looking at the stats, has 3 turnovers. On the other side, Shibuya, 0 turnovers. Talk about near perfect basketball from the outside, not gonna drop. Off and running. Strong finish once again. Boy, Matsuzaki just loves to run the break. He's got 2 baskets. Under 35 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. 2-point lead for Shibuya. A lot of time still on the shot clock, which is now down to 8. Harper will be fouled. That's not a good foul. Not exactly sure what Inglis was trying to do. The shot clock was winding down, and then you'll come up with a foul and give the youngster 2 opportunities at the free throw stripe. It's plays like that that will really do your team in. It's Murphy now on the line. Takes care of the first. Two out of 4 for 50% shooting for Shibuya from the free throw line here in the game so far. On the other side, 3 out of 5 for Yokohama. Final attempt at the basket here. 4 points is the advantage of the boys in yellow. Inglis falls away. A very good start for Damien Inglis and even for his squad. After 10 minutes of action, it's a 2-point lead enjoyed by Shibuya at 24-22. Welcome back to the Aoyama Gakuin Memorial Hall, our venue here this afternoon for B-League action as Shibuya hosts Yokohama. Going to the corner. Fading away, that's a great bucket there. Murphy finding his range quickly now with 14 points. What a terrific start here for Troy Murphy Jr. And another quick reply here from Damian Inglis. That's what he's been doing all throughout. Damian Inglis now in double digits as well with 10. Well, the offense flowing a little freer here today for both these squads actually. Kevin, short on that one. Gary Clark will come up short. Huge rebound there. You can just see the leaping ability of Troy Murphy. They've got possession. They're up by 3. And with Hawkinson on the floor once again. Together with Vendrame. National team combo there. Vendrame high off the glass. Works. And the lead is back up to 5. First basket for Leo. It's like a 3-man substitution. Ready to start here in the open court. Harper gives it up. Murphy, a big slam. This a badly needed timeout now for Yokohama. They were staying in step, but right now they're down by 7. (31-24) our tally here. Exactly 2 minutes gone. Let's see this play. Right after the timeout, they go to Mike Kotsar. Not able to take advantage of that mismatch he had inside, but Hawkinson is a pretty good defender, even down low in the post. Vendrame. And go inside. That's a good pass. They go right back to the mismatch. And then Clemens puts up a long one. No. Shot clock was actually winding down. He had to take that shot. Gary will bring closer. This is another good matchup against Kevin Jones. 2 long defenders going up against each other, and Clark just better offense that time. He now has 7 points. Cuts the lead down to 5. Will stop the action. Sugiura with the personal there. Sugiura was a starter today. A surprise starter. And they get inside. The floater won't drop. A nice rebound here for Clark, making sure there was only one attempt. Kotsar, this is where he's most effective. Flips it up with the left hand. No, Hawkinson has stopped him on 2 occasions. Murphy to Hawkinson. Hawkinson fields it. And now Vendrame with the attack. Going to the wing. Clemens, a 3. Offline. Clemens now 0-2 from the field here in the second period. Sugiura forces the issue. No. Five and 40 still to be played here. Up and under move, not gonna work. They've got another attempt here though. They'll bring it out. Three, Murphy, a little bit too strong. They're gonna push. Yokohama will. Three, not gonna work there for Gary. Past the 5-minute mark here. 5-point lead still here for Shibuya. The attack inside, Vendrame. And that's going to bring us here to this official timeout here. 4:52 remaining in the second period. Back after the official timeout. 5-point lead for Shibuya. Forcing the issue inside. Not going to drop there for Clemens. Clemens has not been able to ring the bell the last 3 times here 4 minutes, 27 seconds before the halftime break. Harper back in. Together with Seiya Funyu. Funyu a starter. Just like yesterday, Murphy will be given a little break. But he's been very effective here today. Already with 14 points. Check that, 16 points for Murphy Jr. Seiya Funyu. He'll bring that ball around. Harper to the wing. Funyu for 3. Short. Clark has really helped things out on the boards. He's got 7 points. He also has 5 boards. Inglis. Try to use the glass. Not going to work. A little short there on that one. Going to the wing. Open 3. A little bit too strong there for Harper. An attack inside. A foul's going to be called on Seiya. Kevin Jones is going to re-enter the ball game here. Under 3.5 still to be played in the second quarter. Still a 5-point deficit faced here by Yokohama. Inglis falls away and hits. Damien Inglis with 12 points now here. And a timeout will be called. Welcome back to the action here at the Aoyama Gakuen Memorial Hall. This battle between SUNROCKERS Shibuya and Yokohama. And you can see the kind of coach that Coach Kyle Bailey is. Yesterday, heading to the final 30 seconds, his squad was up by 14 and he still called a timeout with a little over under a minute to play. That's why you can see calling a timeout here. Approaching the 3-minute mark, his squad still up by 3. Wanted to make sure that everybody's just on the same page. He wants a victory here. That's for certain. They want, and I mentioned it yesterday, they want to be able to finish all their games, which are going to be held here at their home venue. They want them to be all victories, regardless of whether they have a chance to make it to the postseason or not. Clemens passes to the wrong individual. Kevin Jones was not cutting. 3-on-2 break. Kai King, yes! Basket and one opportunity here for Kai King, and then a chance for him to tie things up. Not rolling to the basket there was Kevin Jones, and it cost them. First basket here for Kai King, protecting that ball, taking it strong. That might be a foul on Harper. No, they're going to say the foul is on number 5, Anthony Clemens. Would we have another deadlock? No. So many missed free throws. Already 3 missed free throws for the squad of Yokohama. 2.5. Still to be played here. Jones with a spin. Had to throw that one up because Inglis came in to help out defensively. That was well timed. Clark tries to go to his big man. Inglis scores. He's going to come up just short on that one. But 2 free throws coming up here for Damien, which can actually give his squad the lead. Funyu tried his very best to stay in step, and you can see Damien there with a nice smile saying that should have been a 3-point play. Seiya Funyu already with 3 personal fouls. He will definitely have to be replaced. But before that, a timeout will be called by the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. First of 2 free throws here for Inglis. Goes down. Second on the way. Nice look there at Coach Kyle Bailey. His team was enjoying a 7-point lead, and right now we're deadlocked. His team could be trailing, and they do, trail by 1. Good reply by the Yokohama squad, and that's why Coach Lassie is smiling at this point. That's what he wants to see, a fight back from his squad. Despite the fact that there's no Kiefer Avena, they're playing undermanned, but they're giving it their all. Clemens, little slip. They blitz him. Jones forced to put this one up. Will be short. The tip saved. And here comes Murii, slowing things down. Just wanted to make absolutely sure of this possession. They'll reset. Murii gets away inside. That should have been a 3-point play as well. He can't convert, but still 2 free throws coming up for Kenta. That might be the 4th personal foul on Seiya Funyu. It is. And we might not see Seiya Funyu till quarter number 4. Re-entry now for Troy Murphy Jr. Kenta's first. Now a 2-point lead. Two free throws will give Yokohama their biggest lead at 34-31. What a drought here. Shibuya has been at 31 for quite a while. They were up by 7 at 31-24, and then they hit a wall. Clemens, two-man game to the wing. Hawkinson inside, still not gonna drop. That's a nice put back there. And finally they move after quite a while. 6 points in the contest here for Kevin Jones. One and done. Well, actually looking for a 2-for-1 situation there was Yokohama. They're going to get the ball back, and they're still up by 1. Now they're down by 1 after another great shot here from Anthony Clemens. He's got 6 points in the contest, and a timeout will be called by Yokohama. Coach Lassie wants to be able to make 100% certain about this next offensive thrust. Final 30 seconds of the first half. 1 point lead enjoyed by Shibuya. Here's the play of Coach Lassie. Two-man game on the wing. That's great misdirection. And Matsuzaki will score again. They ran that play countless number of times yesterday with a lot of success. Final attempt here. And a foul from Yokohama. And Kai King. That's a foul that they had to give. That's going to be his second personal foul, but I'm quite surprised why they've used it too early. Not even past the half court. You could have allowed at least 2 more seconds to elapse. And now you're in the penalty. Oh, check that. Only 2 fouls, so there's still 1 more to give. That was off the pass. Exactly 4 seconds remaining here. And now they're out of fouls. Looking for something going towards the basket. Clemens with a fall away shot. Will overshoot. That's a great defensive effort put together here by Yokohama. And at the halftime break, it is a 1 point lead by the visitors at 36-35.
パフォーマンスをお楽しみいただきましょう。コメントをご紹介します。皆さんこんにちは。スポーツクラブメガロスキッズチアダンススクールです。メガロス各店舗から90名のスクール生が集結します。日本チアダンス協会 JCDA インストラクターと二人三脚で培ってきた日頃の成果をぜひご覧ください。それではまずはメガロス鷺沼店です。風がないことばかりが僕の愛想の次は武蔵小金井店です。 続いて柏戦です。次は横浜天皇頂点です。最後はみんなで元気に踊りましょう。 元気いっぱいのパフォーマンスありがとうございました。皆さんどうぞ大きな拍手でお送りください。スポーツクラブメガロスキッズチアダンススクールの皆さんでした。以上ハーフタイムショーでした。それではここで B リーグパートナーズ並びにサンロッカーズ渋谷パートナーのご紹介です。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインフロンタイホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本郵便、
A lot of highlights here from both these squads. As we take a look at the numbers here of the first half. 1 point lead for the B-CORSAIRS, 36-35. And when you look at the shooting, a big discrepancy there. In terms of 2-point field goal shooting, 56% as compared to 47% in favor of the B-CORSAIRS. But it's drastically different when you take a look at the 3-point shooting. 30.8 as compared to 16.7. That's exactly why the B-CORSAIRS were not able to come away with the victory yesterday. They shot below 15%. Now, slightly better, but 16.7 will not get the job done. 7 out of 9 from the free throw area here for the B-CORSAIRS. They got a little bit more free throws here today as compared to yesterday. On the other side, 3 out of 5 for SUNROCKERS Shibuya. In terms of rebounding, 19 for Yokohama, 17 for Shibuya. In terms of assists, just about even. 10 for the B-CORSAIRS and 9 we have for SUNROCKERS. As we take a look at the key player matchup, number 9, Leo Vendrame of the national squad, also playing for SUNROCKERS here today, up against yesterday's hero, though in a losing effort for the B-CORSAIRS, in Hiroki Matsuzaki. Their numbers not really stellar. The others have actually led the way. As we look at the scoring leaders here, Troy Murphy with 16 points, Clemens and Jones with 6 apiece. Those are their 3 leading scorers. On the other side, Damon Inglis with 14 points. He didn't get more than 10 points yesterday, so a much better start here for Damien. Gary Clark would have 7, and Matsuzaki, who finished with 10 yesterday, now has 6. Looks like Genki Kojima came off the bench yesterday. He's going to make his first entry here in the third period. Quite surprised why they did use Genki a little bit more. He was very instrumental in getting them the win yesterday. But the 31-year-old will be making his first entry, and here in the second half. Once again, we'd like to welcome everybody back to the Aoyama Gakuin Memorial Hall. You can see 2 of the injured players not playing for Shibuya. On the left, you saw Daiki Tanaka, and right beside him was Reed Travis. Tanaka, of course, is a huge loss for their squad because when you have him in tow, that's why he's part of the national squad. He brings so much scoring sock to the table. First attempt here for the B-CORSAIRS, nothing. And protect the 1-point lead here. They go inside. Hawkinson to the wing. Open 3. Vendrame all day to shoot. Vendrame now with 5 points. Gives his squad the 2-point lead. Entry pass denied by Leo. Getting to the passing lanes. Morii on the outside, had to give that one up. Shot clock was winding down. They were forced to take that hurried 3. Not going to drop. Not a good possession there. The ball was actually stagnant. Not too much movement from the players, and let's see what they try to do to rectify the situation. You can see Coach Lassie talking to his brain trust on the bench saying, what was that all about? Kojima looking to try to spark his squad once again. Gets it back, puts up a 3. A little bit too strong. Getting to the front court. Morii lays it down, but not able to finish. But you've got to look for Mae Kotsar. Just keep going to him. Good things will happen with the B-CORSAIRS. Kevin Jones with a handoff. Vendrame to the wing. Hawkinson for three. Yes! You can see the way that ball moved from side to side, bottom to top. 8 points now here. Not going to drop. Another rebound here for Hawkinson. So he's helping out on both ends of the floor. That was rebound number 5. As a foul will be called on Sugiura. Lead is once again back up to 5. Almost 2 minutes gone in the second half. Genki brings so much activity to the floor here for his squad. That's another nice find. And another assist here for Kojima. Hawkinson knocks down a 3. He's got 11 points. And just like that, a timeout will be needed by Yokohama as they trail by 8. Kojima really just changed the pace of this ball game here. Hawkinson starting to catch fire as well with those 2 threes, and the momentum clearly on the side here of the boys in yellow. A missed shot there for Gary Clark will not do them good. Clemens. Another one for Hawkinson. No. That would have been 3 straight. The naturalized player of Japan. That would have given his squad their first double-digit edge. Sugiura will back it up. Damien up against Clemens, and a foul will be called here on Anthony. That's his 3rd personal foul. Might be time to bring back Troy Murphy Jr. Kai King re-enters. And here's Troy Murphy. Kojima will be replaced. Not quite sure why. He has just changed the pace of this ball game, and here, coming off the bench, the defense there caught off guard. League down to 6. 3 minutes gone here in the 3rd. Vendrame will look inside. And a foul will be called here, stopping the action. Jones will pick up a personal there. Check that, it was Jones heading out to the free throw line after he made a good incursion. He makes the first. Brings the lead back up to 7. Two free throws down. Back up to an 8-point lead. Murii always at the 1 here most of the time for Yokohama. Damien at the post. Will force the issue, come up short. Huge rebound once again by Jones. You can see the way he uses that length of his. Vendrame rifles a pass. Jones not up to the task there with his left hand though. Bounce pass. Kai King will bring it back out. Back to Inglis. Inglis a little too strong. Brings up another rebound here for Hawkinson. That's rebound number 7. Murphy. We look to Hawkinson. Steal. Sugiura converts. Vendrame said he's going to give him that one. 3 points now for Yusei. Smart move actually for Vendrame. A lot of times players will still try to challenge in that particular instance. Just take your licks. Hawkinson stripped. But the ball will stay here on the side of Shibuya. Hawkinson saying he got hacked across the arm. Rejoining the action, Yuya Nagayoshi. Harper Jr. will re-enter the ball game as well. First entry here this afternoon for the shooter Takeru Oba, number 14. Baseline inbound. Harper doing the chores. Finds Clemens. Clemens puts it up. Not really the best run of offensive sets today. Here's Inglis inside. He had so much momentum. Couldn't be stopped. Now with 16 points, the lead is cut to 4, and a timeout will be needed once again by Shibuya. The lead now has been cut down to 4, hence the timeout called by Shibuya. Trying to run their set of Coach Kyle Bradley. 2-man game up high. Floater not going to work there for Josh. A chance for them to come closer, and they do. What a spin that time. Mike Kotsar. There's no way Yuya can stay with Kotsar. That's too easy. There's got to be a change in the defensive assignments there. Harper. Still on the outside. Shot clock down to 4. Murphy puts up a 3. Yes. Just in the nick of time. 19 points now for Troy Murphy Jr. Mike to the wing. Almost lost it. That might be touched last by Kai King. The officials confer and they say yes. Lead is at 5. Good possession of the basketball. The hosts. Coming back in. Kevin Jones. Matsuzaki is also back on the floor for the visitors. As always, Clemens trying to create on the outside. Jones will give it back out. Shot clock down to 5. Up and under move, that's going to work. Delayed attack there. Works to the benefit of Clemens. Watch it here. He stopped, it looked like he was going to go take the shot, and there was a hack. Actually, there was a hack with the right hand and a hack with the left. As Inglis got the most of his second foul. $50-44 is our tally. Clemens makes both. A little bit more of a comfortable lead here at 7. Under 4 minutes to be played. You can just see they have their hands full trying to contain Mike Kotsar. That's why I'm a bit surprised you're not trying to go to him a little bit more. 4th personal foul now on Clemens. So he definitely will hit the bench, and we're not going to see him till maybe the 6-minute mark of quarter number 4. Second team foul for the home squad. Hawkinson rested as well. Matsuzaki on the other side. They're really not looking for Mike Kotsar. Right now they didn't need to. Damian Inglis scores. He's got 18 points. Approaching the 3-minute mark here in the third. Still a 5-point advantage for the boys in yellow. And they got possession. Vendrame. That pass a little too high. Looking for Yuya. Not quite sure that's the right play with the shot clock winding down. A bit of concern there for Coach Kyle Bailey. King will bring it down. A lot of pressure once again from Harper. Release pass goes to Kotsar. Kotsar will be fouled. Really, not too much Nagayoshi can do. He did his very best to stay in step, and then he reached in. Harper got there a fraction of a second late. Only the first. Yuya. So then that next free throw, that definitely could have cut into this deficit. Still at 4. Jones gives it up. Harper looking for a beat to the basket. And I get to the cup. It's a nice find. Yuya with the jumper, no. Again, not quite sure. That's the play. You gotta go to your world imports, especially with the shot clock winding down. King sets up Inglis. Inglis for 3, short. You see that was a flat shot. And race up court. Stopping the forward progress there of Murphy was Kai King. That foul will now put Yokohama in the penalty with 1:44. Gary Clark back. Clark has not been as effective here this afternoon. It has been Damian Inglis leading the charge scoring-wise with his 18 points. He also has 8 rebounds. Harper forcing the issue. He's not going to get the call. Kotsar back to Clark. They will set up. A lot of time still in the shot clock here. Foul's going to be called on Harper, and that will also put his squad in the penalty with 1:19 to play in quarter number 3. Now you can hear a chance of defense, and this is coming from the majority of the crowd here, who are SUNROCKERS fans. Two-man game. Muri gives it over to Kotsar. Kotsar was looking for 3-point play. Will have to settle for 2 shots from 15 feet. Look at that nice roll. Actually, John Lawrence was trying to get out of the way, but he still made contact. Yuya out. Hawkinson back in. Offensive rebound, they'll kick it back out. Muri didn't want to take a challenge of hoisting a 3. Looks for his world import. Clark hits. That is what you call playing the percentages if you're the point guard. 10 points now here for Gary Clark. Harper walks it up. Off the curl. Murphy Jr. A little bit too strong. They're going to have a brand new 14, but Jones takes an early shot. Inside, up and under move. It's now a 1-point lead for Gary Clark and company. Difference of about 2 seconds on the game clock and the shot clock. And now, with a 1-point deficit, facing the home squad after being up by 8. Hawkinson inside will come up short. 3 seconds. A second remaining. Kotsar threw it up. That would have counted if it dropped. 3 quarters are done here at the Aoyama Gakuin Memorial Hall, and a tremendous quarter here as Yokohama retains this 1-point lead heading into the fourth as they're up 52-51.
Give it up for SUNROCKERS! The total attendance of 3,967 people. Thank you very much for coming today.
Fourth quarter is upon us here. 1-point lead still enjoyed by Yokohama. Shibuya though with possession, trying to retake the lead as quickly as they possibly can. Hawkinson to the corner. Extra pass. That is what you call moving the ball around as Harper knocks down his first basket. It's a 3-pointer and a 2-point lead now here by the home squad at 54-52. Nice pocket pass. But not able to convert there. Kotsar. A lot of times you don't want your big man to be fading away. Foul's going to be called here, stopping the action on Matsuzaki. Genki Kojima has been reinserted into the lineup here by Coach Kyle Bailey. That's him on your screens. Not quite sure why he's not on the floor a lot more. He does a whole lot of things for his squad. Back to Kojima. Kojima with a layup. A little bit too strong though. They'll push. Kotsar will wait for the rest of the troops. They forgot the man with the basketball, and Morii made them pay. And we are tied at 54. It's our 5th deadlock of the contest. We haven't been deadlocked since the first period. Kojima, extra pass. Hawkinson for 3. A little bit too strong. Now Kotsar. Ooh, quite surprised he picked up that dribble. He could have brought it closer. Clark in the wing. He'll be fouled. There's no way Harper can guard him, especially at the post. Clemens comes back in, but remember, he's got 4 personal fouls, so he's playing on borrowed time. They floated inside. Up and under move, fading away. Short. In the open court. What a block there. Gary Clark was saying, I got hit on the other end the exact same way. There was no call. But the thing was, Gary Clark was fading away here. Watch this. Vendrame going towards the basket. Got fouled. And then, that's a power dribble there from Hawkinson. That's what you gotta do. Go towards the basket with a purpose. Hawkinson made the first. Now, 2-point lead here. Entering the final 8 minutes. Long shot will not go. Could have given them the lead once again. They have really struggled from the outside. Talking about the 3-point shooting of Yokohama. No struggle from the outside here from Clemens as he knocks down that 3. He's got 11 points. And the lead of Shibuya is back up to 5. Coming off that timeout, now facing a 5-point deficit. It's imperative for Yokohama to score here. They cannot fall further behind. That's a great play. Finding Clark inside. Clark now with 14 markers. The lead is down to 3. What a pass there from Vendrame. Well, Vendrame's stellar play has really kept his team afloat here. Look at that shovel pass. Last line of defense of Sugiura. Chance now to complete the 3-point play is Kevin Jones. Looking to complete the 3-point play here. And does. Lead now is increased to 6. Murii finds Inglis. Inglis will have to bring it closer. Fading away hits. That's his patented shot. As he cuts the lead down to 4. He now has 20 markers so far here, and still a lot of time to be played in this contest. Again, trying to make that zone defense work. Well, they forgot to man the gentleman inside in Kevin Jones, using his entire 6'8" frame with a baby hook. Leads back up to 6. Those are the shots that need to go down. They're shooting just about 15% from long distance. It's 2 out of 12. Hawkinson will bring it closer. The flip drops. Lead is now 8 once again. That matches their biggest lead, which was once at 44-36. Not to say it's going to be lights out if they don't score here, but they need to. But they won't. Another rebound there by Hawkinson. Hawkinson tallying so far close to a double-double. 13 points and 9 rebounds. Extra pass. Josh for 3. A little bit too strong that time. They let it go out. Which is going to bring us to our official timeout. Jones is saying, I should have gotten that. I'm not sure why he didn't. 4:45 still to be played here in this ball game, and it's 66-58 in favor of Shibuya. Eight-point lead by Shibuya here as we enter the final 5 minutes of this contest. They look to Kotsar. Kotsar will score from 14 feet. Now they got to play defense. They got to bring this deficit down. Clemens under a lot of pressure there. He's also playing with 4 personals. He can't be as aggressive as he'd like to be offensively. Murphy for 3. Rattles out. Chance to come even closer now here for Yokohama. Inglis inside the paint. Throws up a prayer. He's got 22 points. He threw up that baby hook with a lot of confidence and with some rhythm. 66-62. Under 3.5 minutes. Not the safest of leads by any shot. Hawkinson will come up short. Well, you like the patience here for Yokohama. They're not needing to rush things. Unless you're Damien Inglis. He brings that lead down to 2, and a timeout will definitely have to be called by Shibuya. That once comfortable lead of 8 is now down to just a single basket. It's now a one-possession ball game, 66-64. Shibuya now coming off that timeout. Let's see the play of Coach Bailey. But there's a steal. Not even able to get it past the half court. Boy, Coach Bailey cannot be happy. Coming off the curl, Oba finds Inglis. Inglis ties things up at 66. What a run here put together by Yokohama. Both these teams really just battling for pride, but showing each other that they definitely want this win. Tale of two coaches. One coach really disappointed about the fact that his squad just gave up an 8-point lead. On the other hand, you can see Coach Lasituobi smiling from ear to ear, loving the effort from his Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. He's wanting another stop here. Hawkinson to the wing. Vendrame, the pass a little bit too strong. Inglis is saying he was taking a 3. Wow. That is going to be the final foul for Clemens. The pass a little bit too strong there. Clemens was trying to stop the rally, the fast break, and that was clearly a foul. No question, he's out of this ball game, but Inglis stuck with it. Showed everybody, especially the referees, he was trying to take a shot. On the line now for 3 free throws and the lead. The first will drop for Damien. The biggest lead for Yokohama in this ball game was at 3. That was at 34-31. They could have that very same lead right here. Inglis will make the second. They might just have a lead heading into the final 2 minutes. Just when they were down by 8 about a minute and a half ago. He'll make all 3. At the bench on their feet. They're looking to steal victory here in the jaws of defeat. Hawkinson will give it up. Kojima's back. Hawkinson will bring it closer. And he passes to the wrong individual. Wow. Just too many turnovers here and too many botched opportunities in the final 3 minutes for the home squad. Inglis, their main man, will get it. Shot clock is at 4. That's a smart foul from Murphy. He felt he didn't want to get caught on an island there. Came up with a duty foul. So some other coaches will say there was only 3.8 remaining in the shot clock. Let it play out. But they're not yet in the penalty. In fact, they have still one more to give. Inglis will lose it. Kojima being as patient as he possibly can. Back to Genki. Jones up against a smaller defender. Tries to shoot over him and does. 69-68 is our tally. 15 points now in the contest. Here for Jones. Under a minute to be played. Inglis against Jones. Couple of jab steps, falling away. No. Track down there. Second chance points coming up here, possibly for Yokohama, as they're trying to burn clock as well. But they need to score. Only up by 1. Prayer put up. Not going to work. Hawkinson grabs that rebound. That'll be a kickball. Difference of 4 seconds from the game clock and the shot clock here. And a timeout will be called by the SUNROCKERS. (69-68) in favor of Yokohama with the basketball in the final 25 seconds. Shibuya. Jumper. Not gonna work. The rebound goes to Kojima. He gets fouled. 13.9 seconds remaining here. And a chance for Genki Kojima to give his squad the advantage. Inglis mistimed this jump. That could have sealed the contest. Well, at least with some free throws. Fourth personal foul going to be called on Kai King. 2 big free throws here for Kojima. First coming up Now they're going to review this one, possibly just to make sure that they've got the seconds correct. But coming up, 2 big free throws for Genki Kojima, the veteran at 31 years old. Can he make these crucial shots? Two huge free throws, and you can see that's right in front of the fans here of the B-CORSAIRS. She's praying. First will drop. We're tied. Not the most convincing of free throws, but it still dropped. This for the 1-point lead for the SUNROCKERS. He makes it. And definitely a timeout will be called here. Final timeout for Coach Lassie Tuovi. Here we go. Final 15.6 seconds. They get it in bounds. Ooh, they're wasting a lot of time. Shibuya, remember, has 1 foul to give. They've got to go quickly. Inglis with the fall away. Yes! 5.1 remaining. 31 points for Inglis. They've got to go quickly. 1 second remaining. They did not realize the time. Wow! The SUNROCKERS control this game just about 3/4 of the way. But Damien Inglis coming up with big shots in the end, especially that one from the wing. And it's going to be a 1-point victory for the B-CORSAIRS over Shibuya, 71-70. Tremendous effort here for Inglis. And Kojima and company can just stare around and say, what happened? After yielding that basket, it seemed like nobody wanted to be able to get that pass, take the shot. That has got to be a disappointing final possession here for Shibuya. And we've got stunned silence here at the Aoyama Gakuin Memorial Hall. Just when Shibuya fans thought they were going to get back-to-back wins. It's going to be a split here this weekend. And that 2-game winning streak of Shibuya snapped. On the other side, Yokohama's 6-game skid also broken. Stick around. Interviews coming up.
トビーおめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
今日のゲームを振り返っていただいて非常に我慢できたゲームだと思うんですけどどうですか。
Looking at today's game, you know, it was really tough, but like we ended up winning a high difficult game today.
Yeah, of course, I'm very proud. I think this weekend wasn't a beauty contest here, not at all. But like it was difficult yesterday, difficult past weeks with a lot of injuries and stuff like that. So honestly, need to be proud of the players today.
そうですね、もちろん勝てたということも嬉しいですし、本当に今日勝てた試合、選手たちが頑張ったことに関しては本当に誇りに思います。本当に綺麗なバスケットボールではなかったんですけど、自分たちの求めたバスケットボールでもなかったんですけど、最終的にこういう風に勝てたっていうのが非常にチームとしては大きいなと思います。
最後のところでやっぱりゾーンディフェンスを使われたっていうのはどういう意図からですかね。
Well, I think Shibuya did a great adjustments during the game, well-organized offense, and they found the holes from our pick and roll defense. So then you need to try something, and we didn't try the zone yesterday, and we had it in the pocket. So today it was a little bit a game changer, but I think it also gives the confidence for our offense after that.
渋谷さんは昨日の試合からいろいろ修正をして、自分たちのビッグのディフェンスはあまり機能できなかったというところで、昨日もゾーンをやっていなくて、今日はちょっとディフェンスを変えるというので、ゾーンをやって、その中でいい流れを作って、そこからのいいオフェンスの流れというのも作れたので、非常にそれは良かったなと思います。
素晴らしい勝利おめでとうございます。あと2試合頑張ってください。
Thank you, ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。 イングリッシュ選手おめでとうございます。
ありがとう。
今日は31ポイント、10リバウンド、2アシスト、2ポイント 72.2% 高確率で決めてたんですけども、今日のゲームを振り返っていただけますか。
Just another game. Just happy we got the win.
試合の一つで本当に勝ててよかったという気持ちだけです。
最後の場面というのはどのような気持ちで打たれたんですかね、シュートは。
Confident. I'll work on that every day, so I just got my shot and happy to get the win.
最後のシュートは本当に自信がありました。本当に練習毎日しているので、それが決まって本当に良かったです。
最後に横浜のファンに一言言っていただけますかね。
See y'all Saturday next week. Thank you.
また土曜日に会いましょう。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
You can see Damien Inglis really dead serious about getting that win for his squad. As we now show you the highlights here. A tremendous victory here by Yokohama. Down by 7 at the half, 31-24, and in the third period, down by 8. That was at 44-36, but still able to come away with the victory here. Talk about battling till the very end. That's what they did. Big numbers from Damien Inglis, who finished with 31 points. He was backed up by Gary Clark with 14. But looking at their 2-point numbers, I guess they'll say, take that, Anthony. Because at the top of the coverage, I talked about the fact that you cannot shoot below 20% from 3 and expect to win a ball game. Well, they shot 2 out of 12 for 16%, and they still won this one by 1. Decent shooting from 3, 10 out of 26 for SUNROCKERS Shibuya at 38%. But this was the big downer. You can't shoot 38% from 2-point distance. You shot the same from 2 as you shot from 3. 14 out of 36 here for SUNROCKERS Shibuya. That did them in. On the other hand, from 2-point distance, shooting 56% were the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. This is when things were still going right. Troy Murphy Jr. with a big slam. Well, the first half actually technically belonged to the squad of Shibuya. After the first period, they were up 24-22. A little bit of a turnaround after the second period, as Yokohama was up by 1, 36-35. Kai King splitting the defense there with an end one opportunity. Kai King not really with a big scoring night, but he picked his spots. Matsuzaki also came up with big numbers. Not as much as the 10 that he had yesterday, but in the end, it was enough to give his squad the victory here. Clemens looking for a spot. Goes inside. Hawkinson. Perfect pass. Vendrame will score that 3. And things were still looking good because they actually were leading by 8 at one stage in the third period. 44-36. But at the end of 3 quarters, it is a 1-point lead still for Yokohama at 52-51. That's when they opened up that 8-point lead. Hawkinson with a big smile. That smile will be wiped off his face as Damien Inglis went to work getting that layup. As we said, he would finish with a game-high 31 points. One of his biggest scoring outputs here this season. Nice basket there from Troy Murphy Jr., who would finish with 19 markers, but it is going to be all in a losing effort. Balanced scoring really here. Murphy had 19 points, 15 points scored by Kevin Jones, and Josh Hawkinson also scored 15. So 3 players in double digits, but still it was not enough to get them the W here. Gary Clark, as you can see there, with 2 points, 2 of his 14. Another long bomb, that time coming from the youngster, the 22-year-old John Harper. And even Clemens would hit. And they thought it was going to be smooth sailing. Breakdown in defense there. Perfect pass from Inglis. Finds Gary Clark for an easy layup. Vendrame finds Kevin Jones. Heading to the bucket, and he's going to get a 3-point play opportunity here. calling out the play here. This is where they really needed to score. And Hawkinson with a floater. That will give his squad the 1-point lead. And then, Inglis. Look at that baby hook in rhythm. Gets a lead to his squad. With a running start, he's going to be hard to be stopped. Inglis once again scoring. Inglis would also finish with 10 boards, so he had a big double-double. Coming off the curl. Back to Damien. Look at him swish that from the side. Poor pass. Gets to the hands of Jones. Inglis will be fouled here. That will be the final foul of Clemens. He's done for the afternoon. And 3 free throws given to Damien. He'll make all 3. Fade away. That kept him in the ball game. They were just down by 2. This, a chance as Genki Kojima went to the line for 2 free throws. A bit of despair on the faces of Kenta Mori and company. She was praying for 2 free throws to go down. The first did. That tied the ball game. He would make the second and a 1-point lead. But here's the hero for the day, Inglis, falling away from the opposite side this time. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS will steal this one, winning it by 1, 71-70. And there's your hero, Damien Inglis. As we take a look at the numbers, we talked about the numbers. Well, I guess you can win a ball game shooting 16% from 3 because your opponents shot only 38% from 2, and that was a huge difference. Both teams actually took good care of the basketball. Shibuya with just 8 turnovers, 7 turnovers for the B-CORSAIRS. Look at that big 44-24 advantage. Those are the points in the paint. So the B-CORSAIRS really shot it good from inside the arc. Another big discrepancy here were the fast break points. 21 fast break points for Yokohama. Those were easy baskets as compared to just 2 for Shibuya. Some individual numbers. Scoring leaders, 19 points for Troy Murphy, leading Shibuya. 31 points for the B-CORSAIRS, Damien Inglis. Rebounding, 10 apiece for Murphy. Actually, Hawkinson also had 10, and 10 for Damien Inglis. Scoring leaders, 19 points for Murphy, 15 apiece for Hawkinson and Jones. And for the winning squad, 31 for Inglis, Clark with 14, and 8 there for Mike Kotsar. As you see the rebounding numbers there, a pretty good effort by all the players. As you take a look at the assists, 5 dimes apiece for Clemens and Vendrame, and 2 assists for Harper. 7 for Morii. Oba would finish with 4, and Kai King with 3. That's going to do it for our coverage. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us here this Sunday afternoon. Till next time, take care. Have a good week ahead. God bless.